Cheers. Cheers. No advertising.
Welcome back to the universe of crazy guy from Brazil. Pick your microphone, Mr. German. Drinking beer in the morning. Mr. Beer in the morning guy.
What do you drink in the morning in Brazil? Yeah, tell me.
Oof, man, many things. We have in Brazil in the morning.
As you can see, it's 8 a.m. We're here and we've got two people drinking their beer.
I'm going to interview today my colleague, Christina. Christina, nice to have you. Thanks for participating at this interview. I want to ask you everything about your life. Why did you move to Marbella?
Hello, because life here is just beautiful.
Actually, Christina from Czech Republic is the one from us that is living longer here, no? You've been living here 14 years, right?
15 years already.
You are the most experienced here in Marbella, Costa del Sol. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You survived 15 years here then.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
It's a matter of survival, yeah, 15 years. What do you like most on the Costa del Sol?
This weather?
Just the weather?
The people here are very nice.
Ah, your colleagues.
My
Okay.
colleagues, my job.
Now we got it, yeah, okay. We need to make a different script then, Christina, yeah? Always mention your colleagues first.
But that's true, guys. That's the moments like this we are enjoying now. For me, it's really important because we are, as an agent, we're working hard. We are sometimes frustrated, some deals, and then we can get together and laugh a little bit and enjoy. Really appreciate what we have around. We have people surfing. We have beautiful beaches. So much to appreciate here. It's a dream life.
It is a dream life, yeah. I think you've been here, what, 15 years you've been here? I've been here 4 months, but I'm still pinching myself and going, I live here.
Yeah.
This is the place you come on holiday, but I now live here. So I get to experience it. Beautiful weather, everything we're doing, great food, really friendly people, everything about it. I'm just more relaxed. I feel a little bit more relaxed most of the time. How long have you been here?
I've been here pretty exactly now for 2 years and a half of a month. So we moved here on July 13 in 2023, which is like forever marked in our calendars. I can still remember the date where my parents brought us to the airport and we had all this huge luggage around us, checking it in and coming out here, sitting in a van and enjoying sunshine, and immediately a temperature increase of like 15 degrees as compared to Germany. So that was a fantastic impression. But I can join Paul in saying that it takes you a couple of months to realize that you really live here. And it's not just a vacation. And for me, like the trigger point was when after a couple of months we went back to the airport, flying back to Germany, seeing some friends and my family. I was looking at the sea, and it was like a little bit of sad seeing the sea passing by, knowing you're going to the airport. And at this moment I realized you will come back in a couple of days. Yeah, so that's why you live here. Yeah? You're not leaving because you're here on vacation. You live here. Yeah, but it took me like half a year to really realize that it's not an endless vacation. That it's really I live here.
Oh, that's a nice story. Huh? Oh, by the way, you have a property for sale, Robert, and I know myself personally your property, but Paul and Christina, they don't know your property personally. And it's by 2 minutes walking from here where we are now. It's about 2 million euros, right?
Totally right, yeah. We purchased it pretty much when we moved here, like half a year later, because at that time our family was still meant to be composed of 4 people. And then one of our daughters, for personal reasons, but also because she has to complete her studies, she decided to go back to Germany. Now we decided to sell the house because it's just too big for a family of 3. So it's like a perfect family home if you are at least 4 people, maybe some kids and a dog and whatever, because it has a nice garden, it has a pool and everything, yeah. And it's like 120 meters from here, from the beach.
Quick question. Did you take a mortgage to buy the property?
Not at all. We
you are a rich man, huh? I was waiting for you to say, yeah, I took a mortgage. No mortgage.
We were really lucky to sell our house in Germany for a good price and could afford purchasing here without mortgage.
We're German. And then, many Germans are watching us and sometimes they are curious about, is it possible to make a mortgage if you want to buy a property here, if you are from Germany?
Yes, it's absolutely possible. So there are certain German banks who would give you a mortgage even if you purchase a property outside of Germany. At the end, it's all about negotiating with your bank and how much of own funds you have. So how much the bank needs to give you as a mortgage. That's a very funny story because when I spoke to my father, actually, who is retired for a long time, he told me that back in the 70s, he was working at the bank. He was a manager of a bank. He organized trips to Marbella with his bank clients to purchase properties, and the bank was giving them a mortgage. mortgage to purchase properties. So this was like 50
Oh,
years
really?
ago. Yeah, so
Wow.
it's not a new story to get a mortgage from a German bank into a property of Spain.
How do you see the house prices here in comparison to Germany?
But it all depends on the location. In Germany, we have little coastline, so at the end, you pay for the being close to the beach or being close to a golf course, which is unusual in Germany. There are hotspots in Germany, like in Hamburg or in Munich in the south, where properties are super expensive. But quite honestly, except for Hamburg, where you even have seafront properties, which are very expensive, in Munich, if you live in this enclave where you have the super expensive properties, honestly, for me, it's not really worth living there because there's nothing around you except rich neighbors. Are 1 hour away from the mountains. We just climbed 5 minutes behind Marbella, then we have mountains. Yeah, you are 8 hours away from a beach. We are 100 meters away from a beach. Yeah, so there's no point for me in living in a super expensive enclave in Munich if I can have for less money a much better property here in a much better location.
What do you eat for breakfast there apart from beer in the morning?
What do you eat for breakfast in Brazil apart from pina colada?
Caipirinha in Brazil, Mr. Paul.
Yes.
I think you are from Interpol. Look how beautiful is the waves here today. Look like you are in Thailand, Indonesia. You have to take a few shots from that people surfing there. It's crazy. I never seen it before, huh? You can even surf here. Wow. That's the place we were before, you know?
Where in New Zealand did you live?
On the North Island. So in New Zealand, I live on the North Island in Auckland. Auckland is the largest city in New Zealand. Wellington is the capital at the bottom of the North Island, and Auckland is more towards the topper end of the North Island. So I lived there. So I moved around a little bit within Auckland, but started on the North Shore in a place called Takapuna, which is a beautiful place on the beach, really nice, quite close to the city centre. And then gradually I moved up the coast. So I went up the coast to Long Bay, again by the beach, a little bit further away, and then I ended up in Stanmore Bay, which is on the Hibiscus coast. Really beautiful property there, quite close to the beach, sea views, stunning.
So then why are you here?
I'm here because my family are in England, so I wanted to be closer to them. And this gives me an outdoor lifestyle. It gives me that sun, it gives me the sea and the sand and all of that, not being in England, but being here. So, but actually better weather. We'll wait and see what the winter brings, but pretty much better weather. But love New Zealand. It's a really beautiful country and a great place to live. It's just a long way from anywhere. You think of where we are, and in 3.5 hours you could be in Hamburg, or you could be in London, you could be in the Czech Republic, probably 2.5 hours to the Czech Republic, 3 hours?
3 hours.
3 hours. Anywhere in Europe you can be within 3.5 hours. And from New Zealand, in 3.5 hours, you can just about get to Sydney. So that kind of gives you an idea of how remote New Zealand is in comparison to everywhere in Europe you can go. So beautiful country, beautiful place to be, beautiful place to live, but quite remote when you want to travel. But makes you also appreciate how close everywhere in Europe is, which when I was living in the UK, just didn't appreciate how close places were. And now I'm like, 3 hours is nothing on a plane.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's really amazing here because at the end of the day, you could be in Africa in a couple of hours. There's a ferry from Gibraltar or even from the Spanish
Tarifa.
mainland,
Yeah.
from Tarifa over to Africa, which is super cool. So you could visit like 2 different continents within a couple of hours. And at the same time, you could be like in a couple of hours in Portugal. So you could visit 1, 2, 3 countries, including Gibraltar, within a couple of hours. You could do like a round trip among 2 continents and 3 countries in 1 day. This is really amazing. In Germany, where I lived in Munich, it was quite similar because we could go to Austria in 1.5 hours. We could go to Switzerland in an hour and so on and so on. Yeah, it was also, you could visit like 4 countries within 1 day, which is totally unusual. And I have many clients from the US. They don't have this chance, unless they live maybe in Texas. They could jump over the fence to Mexico.
Yeah.
But at the end, they need hours, if not a day, to travel to a different country.
These guys are talking about the experience living here from Germany, from UK. German guy just wants to bring beer in the morning. That's the only thing he wants to do.
I do not like beer.
Wow.
The simple fact, the only beer I like is the German wheat beer, which is a little bit sweet.
Hogarden or
I don't care which brand.
Yeah.
I'm not a beer lover, so I don't even care the brand. For me, it's just what matters is that it's a little bit sweet, and usually I'll mix it with lemonade or even worse with Coke. With Coke, yeah. So there's a name for it. A mixture between Coke and white beer has a name which I do not tell here because it's no longer politically correct.
I know we can mix that, for example, Coke and wine, but not Coke and the beer.
Yeah,
Coke and
you
wine.
can. You can mix everything with everything. Yeah, I'm a chemist, so I can tell you.
We just got some clients that came from United States. You are dealing with clients from United States. You also, the people who watch us, sometimes they like to know different areas to locate themselves inside of Costa del Sol. This place, I always comment at the videos that I like to come with my family because it's a very wide promenade. It's so beautiful. You can walk your dog, you can drive bicycles. So there are some places they don't allow bicycle, but here's everything allowed. It's great for the quality of life. My dream actually would be to live on this beachside area in San Pedro.
I have a house to sell, Dico.
Let's negotiate the house and then maybe, why not?
So I have a question for you, Dika. If someone's watching this and they haven't been to this area before, actually just interested in coming and having a look around and seeing what it's like and seeing whether it be for them, should they contact you?
Of course, you can contact us. We have different languages to talk with the clients, so it facilitates a little bit the communication. When you first move here or when you buy a property, you need people that you can trust to manage your property and help you in everything regarding the property management or even to start networking here. That's really important, and I think that's the best value we can offer to clients, to be a trustable person and responsible, to help them in everything. Like I have a Brazilian client that bought a property with me 2 years ago, actually 3 years ago. Time flies. And then I have the keys. I go there to just turn on the car once a month and to check if it's all good. We became really good friends, really good friends. So he's probably investing again here. That's one of the most valuable things here you can create with real estate, great new friends.
Yeah, I mean, and look, because you've got the Costa del Sol. It's actually quite a big area. So it's all the way up from Malaga down through to Casares, Manilva. It's all the Costa del Sol. There's a lot of different range. So I think people don't always know how big it is and how different it can be. Really worthwhile. Just we can take you around, show you some areas as well. Really find out what suits you and your personality, I think.
Yeah, of course, we are seeing a huge growth on all cities around Costa del Sol. Tomorrow we are actually going, maybe you can go as well. I was invited to the VIP area from a development company in Soto Grande. We're gonna watch the polo game. It's a very traditional thing in Soto Grande, so it's a different thing to do. First time I will watch something like that, but it's gonna be nice. We meet people, we meet important people, and they invite me because they see I'm always doing videos, talking, Instagram, and Soto Grande. Maybe you heard about Soto Grande, but Soto Grande is a city that's very, very rich. The city invests money on marketing, and they have some big developers there that are investing a lot to bring quality people, let's say people that can higher the level of the investments or whatever. Because there you have big golf courses, renowned golf courses. You have the polo sport. There's something different you don't see other places. It's an interesting place to live. We have done a viewing in a villa there for 16 million for a Luxembourg client. We have a client from Luxembourg that is probably coming, so Robert is taking care of him. He's looking for something up to 20 million. Would be really nice if he could buy a villa of 20 million, no? And then we do a barbecue there. What do you think?
He actually promised me once we found the right property for him, we're gonna be invited, and we can certainly help him making this property his home by passing by with all our families and really showing him how to use the property in a proper way.
Make sure you visit our website. We have a huge selection of properties for sale on Costa del Sol. Be a member of our channel and have access to consultancy in the real estate sector with those who have already learned in practice in all areas such as construction, intermediation, evaluation, and investments. Receive other benefits within the channel such as personalized stamps, emojis, and coaching consultancy online directly with Zimmer.